Oh, okay. Yes, yes, we are waiting to join Master Simon. We're just changing the system. Okay. Okay, where is Mazugo then? Okay, I'm going to stream it from here so he can join me. Let him join from here. Okay, I'm going to stream it from here so he can join me. Let him join from here. Somebody came looking for my brother-in-law and said that the federal troops had come into Asaba and they were burning houses that before the door and tell them that no Biafran troop was there, that they want everything will be burned.
Soldiers gathered people together. Executions began.
A man in his late 20s, early 30s came with his wife. The wife just had a baby. Then sitting where we were, the man with the baby, the soldier came and said, "What should they do here? What should they do here?" He didn't say anything. So he said, "Take that baby, give the wife, tell them bye-bye." I said, "Move." He got to a movie. And as he was moving, he looked at the soldier, telling him to move, like, "What do you want me to go?" And the man pushed back with the gun. With the gun. I said, move. Say one Nigeria. I said, one Nigeria. I was just going to cry. But I like the shot. The wife didn't say a word.
I said that everybody should go to prison apart from the old people, like my grandmother. So myself, my dad, I was walking behind him all the way. But it's about 2 kilometers down the road from my house, I saw 2 corpses with their heads blown off. People, these white garment church people, one of them with the bell, the other one with the lantern, still burning at the time. So that was the first sign to me that there was trouble. So that sent shivers down my spine. And so we got to the police station, and there was a huge crowd. And then the police station, because his house, free. They had names of whatever.
My husband and my brother. And all those about 400 people who were following, they were shot at the police station at Asaba. And the person I saw, the soldier, I saw that, "Why did you kill my husband?" I didn't want to remember what happened. So why did the man got the gun? Woman killed as well. From that point, I got to tell them that they had been killed. Papa, that's my father. I know that his 2 sons were killed. He went out.
In an attempt to end the violence. Nigeria.
I got to go from here. You pay you then.
Thousands of men, women, and children from 3/4 of the Saba joined the parade, singing and dancing.
Hello? Coming from here.
Announcing that people
Link.
that the soldiers are already killing people.
Okay.
That if we can come to welcome them and declare peace with them, that we're with them, they will be spared.
Started hearing, dancing group. One Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. So along the line, okay, let us go, myself and Michael. So as we are going out, towards the road, that time the dancing group, they were around. Then soldiers surrounded them. We were guiding them. That is Nigerian soldiers. They were carrying guns.
But they lined up and said, women here, men here.
And women who came with their sons were removing their skirts and blouse to disguise. So when I saw this scenario going on, and I felt something is wrong. If these women can disguise their children, it's not here, what do I do? And I looked at the whole place. There is no avenue for escape.
They took us in quarters, and eventually the man who was a captain. He ordered them to start shooting us.
Gunshots. People were falling. So when people fell, I fell with them. And they continued shooting and shooting and shooting. I lost count of time. I don't know how long. After some time, there was silence. And surprisingly, a lot of people stood up from all the bodies and fled into the bush. I stood up also, but I saw a cousin of mine who was lying not too far from me. He was shot on the head. My body was covered with blood, but I knew that I was safe. Nothing had happened. My cousin said we should wait till it was dark, go together, and I agreed. You could hear the sound of the injured crying.
That evening, dumped the bodies of family members. Joseph Nwad lost 2 brothers, aged 16 and 12.
Mom in the evening was able to identify their corpses, took them in a wheelbarrow, pushed them to the family house. They were buried. Never saw their corpses. Never saw their body.
But most were buried in mass graves, with no opportunity for ceremonies.
Though I was so small, I could remember that what I saw, lifeless bodies. My dad was those people that buried the dead. He left the house, shovel, then this sleeve protecting his nostril. That will enable them to stand the stench there.
It was after when they have decayed, smelling of the dog, a common grave. There are so not remember, so many.
Many towns began into the bush or across to the east, but troops remained in Asaba, and the threat of rape hung on remaining women and girls.
They were forcibly married by soldiers. I have an auntie who was married, children were raped, and also even old women were raped too. And they would, as a young girl, they would forcibly take your wife. That is, if you don't want, they kill.
As people trickled back, they found the once thriving town deserted, houses burned and everything of value stolen.
we have no home to enter, no house to enter. Our house, everything. In fact, where we went, we had to be tying, you know, the bags they put rice and beans. That's what we tie, because there was no clothes, there was nothing for us to hide our nakedness. A lot of children were shocked. No, people were dying, just like that. Some we ate rats, lizard. In fact, that's how I suffered.
Exactly how many died on October 7th, not clear. Between 500 and 800 seems likely, in addition to hundreds previous days. Many families were decimated.
My immediate elder brother, the one following him, and one of my cousins, 3 of them were killed.
You need to know who my husband was. No, couldn't harm anybody. He was alive, he liked himself. He was a lovely man. And it's nothing of life like that.
Was my favorite brother, and he was outstanding as a student. He was captain of cricket. He was a sprinter. And he was in the Nigerian 4 by 110 meters relay team. So it was a great loss, you know, to the family. Of course, one tries to forgive.
Leo Samuel Isiche, and he was a teacher, a darling father. We looked up to him so much. He was everything to us, and he was given up to make sure. I want people to know, because not many people know what happened. Even my own children, because God knows what to survive. For me to have a story to tell. And that's what I'm telling you.
For decades, the massacres at Asaba remained almost unknown outside the community. In 1967, the Nigerian press was tightly controlled, and few foreign news reporters were on the ground. In the words of Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka, the Midwest Igbo, the most vulnerable Nigerians. The war itself became international in 1968 after the federal government used a blockade, starving Biafra into submission in 1970. The silence began to lift in the mid-1990s, and some survivors testified to the 2001 Nigerian Rights Violations Investigation Commission, known as the Okuda Panel, which set the stage for more people to speak.
For us, the first opportunity that we're going to have to even air the matter, but the aim was to begin something by way of a healing process. You wrong somebody and the person has an opinion about it, assuming you show some contrition, you apologize, or you go to alleviating their pain and suffering, then the healing process can begin.
4 decades after the war, Asaba is a busy state keen to the future. Scars remain. These are visible in the derelict building restored and on the bodies who survived. And they are invisible, born by Asabans who have kept the memory of the cruel of their fathers, brothers, and uncles. The people of Asaba do not want retribution. only to tell their, allowing the massacres to become part of Nigerian collective memory.
After the war, the then head of state, the States General Government, said that the war was a war between brothers. No victor, no downgrade. Okay. But what happened in Asaba wasn't a war. There was no fighting going on in Asaba when the federal troops got there. No fighting whatsoever. Those that they killed soldiers, they just took them and lined them up. Even in the history books, in the military history books, mention of it, it has got to be part of our history. Because if you don't have a history, you really cannot go ahead in life and go ahead properly. It's got to be part of our history. Nigeria is a mix of so many different people, different tribes, languages, religions, everything. I was born into this entity called Nigeria. I am proud to be a Nigerian. But so also, I am proud to be female. I am very proud to be an Igbo woman. I'm very, very proud to be an Asaba woman. This country belongs to all of us equally. Nobody should be made to pay any price that is way beyond that which is necessary to keep the country going. We paid more than necessary during the war.
Obodo genu ntị o onye kwuchitere ọnụ Biafra.
7th of October is our remembrance day for our fallen fathers, mothers, women, brothers, sisters, and children that were gruesomely murdered at Asaba during the Biafran war Nigerians waged against Biafrans. We hereby declare Friday, the 7th of 2022, a sit at home in Biafra land.
A ga-alọk ya n'igodo na ki. Ịpụtakwa ihe hiri were ma anyị ga-agba n'ilo, ma anyị na-agba n'ilo, ma anyị na-agba n'ilo,
ọnụrụ ara ibi o.
Open, he knows it all. Nothing can be kept hidden from the Lord. All your anxiety, care, all your blame, even the unbelief, and the faith and the expectation can be all actions, all hidden attitudes, all hidden atrocities, all hidden abominations are not to our God. He knows. Actions and acts of fault, he knows that you, and he will expose everything in. All unconfessed sins, he knows. All righteous secrets, he knows. All unclean habits, he knows. All unreal relationships, he knows. All uncovenants, he knows. Faithful transactions, he knows. and will be exposed, punished by the fact that Christ knows a life that is free. Your life will be whenever you should remember that what you are trying to tell the Lord, he knows